Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with this week's edition of 90 Days in 900 Seconds. The other way, it's tell all time, people, part one. And if I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a solid B. And that is solely because Julio, remember him? I barely do. He was on a couple of episodes, in the beginning of the season? He decided to come straight out of the gate with the drama. So let me set 900 seconds on the timer and we'll get right into it. So, like I said, the tell all starts. Julio gets out of the car and he's like, the lies. I am ready to expose it all. And he's wearing the snazzy rust-colored suit. Kenny is the second cast member to walk in. Kenny's like, hey, nice to meet you. I was going to wear a suit that color. I'm glad I didn't, because we would have looked like the Bobbsey twins. So then Kenny's like, we have some really big news to share today. Some people may like it, some people may not, but we shall see. Okay, now Holly's the next one to walk in. Kenny's like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. And then he says, I feel like Holly is just really naive. Holly's a lot of things, Kenny. Naive? Okay. Danielle, she's all about vindication. She wants vindication. She has showed up with the receipts, and Danielle's going to get vindication. I'm personally waiting for her part, okay? I'm sitting here with the popcorn. I am waiting for Danielle and Johan, okay? Next, Shakina is ready to call out everyone. Apparently, Shakina has everybody's number and everyone is in a toxic relationship. Shakina sees everybody and they're toxic and she's going to call everybody out, okay? Everybody's in a toxic relationship, except for her, of course. Her relationship with Sarper is perfectly healthy. Okay, we're going to get into that more. Next, like I said, Julio is really looking forward to extending his airtime because he wants to call Kirsten out. Okay, remember, he was only on a couple of episodes in the beginning of the season. We barely remember who the heck he is. So he has to take advantage of his airtime at the tell-all, guys, okay? So he's going to call Kirsten out at the tell-all. So everyone is getting settled on the set. Mary and Brandon are, they're doing this remote. And Danielle's like, oh, check it out. It's Mary and Brandon. Hi. Holly saying hi to everybody. And Brandon's like, who is that dude? He didn't know who the hell Wayne was. I found that so funny. Okay, so Sean comes in. She greets everyone. We have established that Kenny and Armando have moved to Mexico City. Yay. Congrats to Mary and Brandon on your new baby, Midnight. Yay. Danielle and Johan. Johan looks drained AF. Okay, in my opinion, that guy looks like Danielle has ran him over with an 18-wheeler, backed over him a couple of times, and took off. Okay, they're still separated. Like I said, Danielle is here for vindication. She has the receipts. I'm expecting her to pull out a binder any second now. Okay, Kim and TJ. TJ's excited for this tell-all. Okay, poor guy has no idea what he's getting himself into. Holly and Wayne. I found this so funny. Okay, Sean is like, hi, Wayne. Wayne's like, hi, and he lets out a burp. What in the living hell was that? That's all I have to say. What in the living hell was that? Okay. Holly has been in the States for 4 months, guys. Yeah. Okay, so she just decided she was going back to the States. And her husband is in South Africa. She's here and she's doing the long distance marriage. Okay. Julio and Christian. Christian has no feelings. It really doesn't make a difference seeing him. And Shakina and Sarper. This is the best relationship she has ever been in. Yeah. Okay. So the first topic we get into, which I love that this was the first topic that we got into, the 2,500 women. Sarper, did you really fuck 2,500 women? And I love the fact that Armando addresses STDs. Okay. Armando was like, Sarper, is your dick diseased? Like, come on. What is going on here? I was on the fucking floor. The fact that Armando was questioning Sarper and whether his dick was diseased. Okay. Sarper said that Shakina demanded an STD test. Shakina says that she always demands an STD test of her partners, and Sarper passed. Okay. So anyway, now let's bring in the special guest. Did you know that there is going to be special guests at this tell-all? Yeah. Instead of having a live studio audience like we did the last time, now we have special guests. Tim, Kalani, Tanya, and Andre. Why? I still don't know. But according to Sean, each one of them have a special connection to either the couple personally, the situation, or the location. Okay, this will be very interesting. So anyway, the four of them are now sitting smack in the middle of the stage, and they're acting like a live studio audience. Okay, I would rather have the live studio audience, but that's just my personal opinion. So now, we're going to start off with TJ and Kimberly. Kimberly's a fucking lunatic. I'm just going to start off their section by saying this. So now, they show the clip where Kim is totally flipping out about the apartment and how the molding is not correct and this is not correct. And Sean asked, do you think Kimberly overreacted about the apartment? And the basic consensus was yes, she did. So, but it has come out that the loan, the $12,000 loan that TJ took out for the apartment, Kimberly didn't know, first of all, that he took out a loan, and secondly, how much the loan was for until she was sitting on the stage. But apparently, that is Indian tradition that a husband does not let his potential future wife know how much debt he has until she marries him. So she could have been marrying into a whole ton of debt and not know until she married him. But apparently that is Indian tradition. So Jenny and Sumit are now making their special appearance because, of course, they have a special connection to this situation. So Jenny and Sumit are making their appearance remotely, and they're all namaste until Jenny rips Kim a new asshole, which, in my opinion, it's deserved because Kimberly is an entitled brat, okay? Jenny is not perfect whatsoever. I'm not going to stand on a soapbox and praise Jenny's, and go on and on about how great she is, okay? Because we all know Jenny was not that great during her seasons, but a lot of it was justified, okay? When Jenny was going on and on about how Kimberly was a lunatic when she was screaming at TJ and how she was going at him and how she never screamed at Sumit like that, I thought, but wait a second, you did scream at Sumit like that. But Jenny screaming at Sumit in that famous scene where she went the fuck off and almost ripped his head off was in a different situation and for a different reason than Kimberly, okay? Jenny was at the end of her rope after 7 years of waiting for Sumit to grow a pair of balls, stand up to his family, finally decide what the fuck he was going to do and whether he was going to marry her or not. Okay, she lost it. She snapped and she was getting ready to kill him, and she started screaming and almost ripped his head off. Kimberly, on the other hand, after 4 months isolating herself, I'm sorry, we all know that Kimberly, she had a lot of fault of what went on between her and TJ's family. Okay, so those two situations totally different. And so Jenny, was ripping into Kimberly, as she should, and Kimberly turned around and said, I don't care what you think, you're the C word, which I won't say it because I don't want my video to get struck by YouTube. And Jenny, everybody else on the stage were like, whoa. Tanya, of course, had to rub it in. Tanya's like, did you hear her? She just called you the C word, Jenny. And Jenny's like, listen, you little bitch, come to India. I'm going to kick your ass. Just stay in the States. And Kimberly's like, I'll give you my address. I mean, Kimberly is like willing to fight a woman that is at least 30 years older than her. Like, come on, what is wrong with you? Okay. And I'm sorry, Kimberly looked possessed. Her eyes, she looked possessed. Anyway, she's a lunatic. And then Sean asked Kim about a term that she called TJ during their fight, because she was like, I don't call you a dick. I don't call you this. I don't call you that. I don't call you a titty baby. And Sean was like, what did you mean by a titty baby? And she basically said, well, I say that he needs to get off of his mother's tits, because when we get into a fight, he runs downstairs and he'll stay downstairs for days. And she kind of was like, well, you know something? I don't blame him, because if I was him, I would do the same thing. The way that you act, and now you're trying to play victim. And that was the only moment during this tell-all that I agreed with Shakina. Okay? So Jenny's like, if I have any parting advice for you before I jump through the screen and strangle your entitled brat neck, drop your American attitude in India. Your American attitude, you little fucking brat, is not going to work in India. So now, moving on to Shakina and Sarper, because remember, Shakina was going to call everyone out on their toxic relations, because her relationship with Sarper is perfect. Okay, it is the best relationship she has ever been in. So everyone watches the scene where he weighs her and then later rips the lollipop out of her mouth and throws it on the ground. And also where he calls her a bitch and a slut in front of her sister. And Kalani is like, whoa. Okay, not only is he totally disrespectful and totally disgusting with his language, he's doing this shit in front of your sister. Like, whoa, Shakina, whoa. Okay, that was the first thing. Then secondly, okay, Danielle was like, I would take that lollipop and shove it up his ass. Okay. But Holly is like, but you know something? I like being controlled, because if I'm not being controlled, then I don't feel like I'm being loved. And she kind of like, you see, Holly gets it. Holly gets it. Yeah, okay. So she kind of plays some voice messages that Sarper leaves for her, okay? Because Sarper, leaves her messages, just gentle reminders on how she should live her life throughout the day, such as, don't wear such dark lipstick. Don't wear dark contour makeup. If they provide you with options for the food, send me the options and I'll pick what you are going to eat for lunch and things like that. And Shakina's like, Sarper likes to lead and I need a leader. She sounds like that she wants to be a cult member and that Sarper is like the leader of the cult. Okay. This shit is way too freaky. I'm like, whoa. Okay. It is one thing to kind of like have your man make decisions for you every once in a while when you go out to dinner. You don't know what to wear. Honey, help me pick out an outfit. You're sitting at dinner. You don't know what you want to eat. Honey, what do you think I should eat? But it's another thing when your honey is leaving you messages all day long, telling you right down to your makeup, your lipstick, what you should eat for lunch, what you should eat for dinner, how you should do your hair, what you're wearing. No, that is way too much. But no, she kind of loves this. She kind of needs a leader. And Sarper is her leader. Is she fucking brainwashed? Did he slip something in her drink? Like, what the fuck is happening here? But this is the best relationship she has ever had, besides the fact that she has not spoken to anybody in her family, all 6 of her sisters or her mom, since the show has aired. And they aired a message from her sister, and her sister is like, basically, Sarper's a piece of crap. He is not the one for you. And he, she was going on and on, ripping into Sarper. And she kind of was like, can we take this off? I don't want to hear this. I know what she's going to say. But, this is the best relationship Shakina has been in. Okay. Shakina, if it works for you, hey. Okay. So now they're taking a break and they're backstage. And Kenny asked Kim, do you regret what you called Jenny? And she said no, without even blinking. She's like, no, not at all. She kind of thinks Kim is rude, and I agree with her. And Kim thinks she kind of could go fuck herself. So now, this is where Julio decides to announce that the real reason why he decided not to relocate, okay, is because he suspected Kirsten was cheating. Okay, I suspect that this is a last minute grab for screen time, okay, and to go out with a bang. So he said that while he was in the Netherlands with her, they were going out dress shopping because they had an event to go to. And he was looking through her phone, looking at pictures, and he saw a picture of a guy. And when he asked her who this was, it's a good friend. Then he saw the conversation, and the conversation was a little bit too intimate for his taste, okay? It was like, oh, I can't wait to meet your family, mommy, poppy, blah, blah, blah. Then when apparently he recorded the conversation on his phone, and Kirsten snatched his phone away from him, locked herself in the bathroom, and deleted the conversation. Okay? Kirsten is sitting there insisting, this is just my good friend. This is just my good friend. Okay? Shakina's like, girl, you're busted. Kirsten's like, what are you talking about? This is just my good friend. Okay? And Julio is like, somebody bring me my phone. Someone bring me my phone. The dramatic effect. I'm telling you, it is all about the dramatic effect. Somebody bring me my phone. Fine. Okay. So apparently on his phone, which we will see next week, he has a recording that Kirsten may or may not know about because she may or may not realize that she was being recorded. When Julio realized that she deleted the messages that he recorded on his phone, between Kirsten and her male friend. Are you following this? He went into the room and started questioning her about it. And he was recording her. He was recording himself, questioning her and her reaction. So this is what we're going to see next week. Like I said, I believe this is Julio's last grab for airtime to go out with a bang. So next week, we shall see the conclusion of Julio and Kirsten. And Kirsten blurts out, you know what the real issue was, Julio? You already had another girl. Her name was Beep. So that sounds interesting. And Holly and Wade. Wade is like, I haven't spoken to my wife in 2 to 3 weeks, and I haven't seen her in almost 5 months. She's basically abandoned our marriage. Yeah, I mean, this is Holly's 3rd marriage, and she hasn't had the greatest track records with marriages before. So surprised? I'm not. So far, this tell-all has started off pretty good. And that's basically it. And I just wanted to let you guys know, check out in the next couple of days on Instagram, Jenny's daughter, Christina, and Cynthia will be putting out their own version of She Talk for this tell-all. And I will be helping them edit and put it together. So I will be putting it up on the Kiki and Kibit's Instagram, and look for it on Cynthia's Instagram and Jenny's daughter Christina's Instagram. Her Instagram handle is Blended Boo. So check it out. And that's all. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit the like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. And please consider joining my membership. There should be a membership join button on my banner and a link in my description bar. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.